Sad glue? Why sad?
Sad lunch.
Sad watch? Why you're sad?
Sad lunch.
Sad lunch.
Sad macaroni.
Sad mac and cheese?
Sad what?
That's so sad.
That's what?
Sad?
What?
Everything is sad right now, huh?
That's what?
It's so pretty here though. Why sad?
That's what?
At school?
Backpack.
Backpack?
Homework.
Homework?
Lunch.
Lunch?
Lunch.
Get a workout today. I made a post about going to the playground with Maggie when she was little and how I was invisible for years. And how when I went to the playground with James and Patrick, it was so different because it was like suddenly I wasn't invisible anymore and suddenly people talked to me and interacted with me, and for the first time in years I wasn't invisible. Well, this week Patrick and James are in summer camp, so it is Sadie and Maggie and I, while Tessie is at therapy. So it's kind of like a throwback before school starts next week. Sadie and Maggie and I went to a playground today. There are 2 playgrounds that we go to there, and I was really hoping that maybe that school district that we had gone to, because we'd gone to a place that had two totally fenced in playgrounds that are about 20 minutes from the town that the camps were in. So I was hoping that it was just going to be totally dead, and we got there and the big kid playground was fairly empty and the little kid playground was totally swarming with toddlers, and I was like, we've got to go to the big kid playground today, because usually we go to the little kid playground because it has an awesome fence. But I didn't even have several toddlers with me as an excuse to go to the little kid playground, and it was super crowded. If there'd only been like a couple of kids there, maybe, but even then, without this excuse of having like Tessie and James with me, I figured we had to go to the big kid playground. The reason I don't like the big kid playground is it's one of those like wooden fairy tale castle playgrounds, and it's really hard to see through those. And it's really easy to lose your kid in those. And when you have a runner who is really good at hopping over fences, I was pretty nervous that she was going to hop over the fence, which is smaller on the big kid side, and go straight into the river that was right there. So I knew that I was going to have to stay with her the whole entire time that we were there. Anyways, back to the whole point of this post. You know how I used to be invisible? Today we definitely weren't invisible. It wasn't that Maggie was doing anything at all that was inappropriate. It was just obviously clear to the other parents that she wasn't neurotypical, just from the little sounds and just the way that she played. Sand?
Baby sand?
Baby sand? Mermaid sand. Huh?
Baby sand?
Baby sand? Mermaid sand.
Baby sand?
Bathing suit on sand.
Sadie, baby sand?
Sadie, I don't think we need our bathing suit on. You could see the other parents that would like not doing anything wrong at all. You just notice the other parents would kind of glance over and watch her and kind of get a look, not a bad look, not a mean look, just a little, you would see them look, and then there would just be a moment, kind of a look, kind of realization. And I mean, it would only take a few seconds. I mean, that's part of her diagnosis, is when her ALS comes back, is that it's apparent to people. It's something like that. It's easily apparent to people who see her that she has a disability. There's something like that we get back each year with her diagnosis, and it's true. When we were at the playground, you would see people that would like look over, and they would only probably have to glance at her for maybe 5 seconds, and you would see that people would just kind of get a little look on their faces and then look away. But that wasn't really the reason of this post either. The real reason of this vlog was because I know that a lot of times people are afraid of kids with autism and they aren't really sure how to react. And I know that when you know a person with autism, you know one person with autism. But I know on one of my posts that someone had said that people probably didn't come near me because they were afraid that they might touch Maggie, and that you never know what's going to happen if you accidentally touch a kid with autism. In our case, touching Maggie isn't a big deal. So with Maggie, she doesn't like it if I reach over and I lightly brush hair off of her forehead. She's not a fan of that. She doesn't like it if I lightly touch her. If you bump into her at the playground, she's not even going to notice you. I am not vaguely worried about her when she's running around the playground and she's near other kids. Like today, you'll see on the footage, she's running around and she's playing with other kids, and I am not worried about other children hurting her, and I'm not worried about her hurting other children in the least. And that's because she's not going to hurt other kids and they aren't going to hurt her. Like, it's just not even on my radar as a concern. I would say that when I am around kids with autism, and I'm around a lot of kids with autism because my kids are in situations where they're around a lot of kids with autism, I follow the parent's lead. If I see a parent that's trying to obviously shield their child from everybody else, and then I give that child more space. But most of the time, there are little kids that are like running around kind of like everybody else, kind of like Maggie. And so it's not really that unusual for me to have some little kid who doesn't really have that much of a sense of strangers come up to me and like climb up on my lap when I'm at the autism center that my girls go to. Like, that's happened quite a few times. Like, have some little 3-year-old who I don't know come like running over because they've come out and their mom isn't there, and like come sprinting out and climb up on my lap. And I'm like, as their like tech comes over and I hand them back to their tech. So not all kids with autism are the stereotype that people think. And I guess that's kind of probably why I'm sitting here rambling on and on and on way longer than I thought I would when I started talking, because I know that people have this stereotype in their head that is a certain picture of a kid that is rocking, that doesn't like to be touched, that doesn't want strangers anywhere near them. And that is just one picture of a person, of a type of person, a collection of characteristics. And yes, those characteristics can be common to autism, and yes, people with autism have different characteristics, but you also have kids that are over affectionate, you have kids that crave deep pressure and that have like not really a sense of boundaries. You have all sorts of different types of kids that have autism. And so really, when you know when you know one person with autism, you know one person with autism. And so just because you see a kid at the playground that has autism, it definitely doesn't mean that you need to be scared of them or keep your kid away from them or stay away from them, because a lot of kids with autism are really fun to play with. There is definitely the stereotype that kids with autism don't have imaginations. That is totally not true in my experience. Maggie has the most fantastic imagination.
Sad glue? Why sad? Sad watch? Why you're sad? Sad lunch? Sad mac and cheese? That's so sad. Sad? Everything's sad right now, huh? It's so pretty here though. Why sad? At school? Backpack? Homework? Lunch? Happy school? Happy you're starting school in a few? Yeah? Pee-pee in the potty. Might go home? What? Shake? Somebody's coming down the slide. Who is it? Huh? Go home?
Do you want?
Oh, somebody's going. Let's all over.
Since she was little, her imaginative play has always been amazing. Not in a neurotypical way, but she has come up with the most amazing games since she was like 3.
Are you gonna climb?
Want me to get you an apple, baby? I'll get you an apple. Slide.
Slide?
Slide.
Slime, can you climb it?
Run.
What?
Run.
Run?
Slide.
Like, oh, Daddy's calling, I think. Let me see what Daddy has to say.
Slide.
And yeah, they aren't typically imaginative, but they are definitely imaginative. I guess I should get off my soapbox and say goodnight, but definitely give neurodiverse kids a chance to play. I guess that's where I'm going with this. And if nothing else, but kind of, as I said, follow their parents' lead. You can usually tell if their parents kind of shielding them more, or if their mom is totally relaxed and totally okay with them running around and playing with your kid. And it's usually kind of obvious. Like, I am usually there and I am on my toes, but I'm on my toes guarding exits and making sure that she's not going for an exit. But other than that, I'm totally okay with her playing with your kid and having a great time, because that's why we're at the park. Anyways, that's it for tonight, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.